of my dad to let me see what I could get out of him. And when she started looking at me as access to like material things.
You were an ATM. Now all of a sudden you weren't dad, you were an ATM.
Broke me. Because it was like, I only want to be around him if I can get something out of him.
So let me ask you this. Did you sit down and have a conversation? How did you come to the realization that it was, yes, this is my child, but my child only wants to be around me because of what the access that she has to things, perfume, jewelry, clothes, makeup, whatever the case may be.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because it's like, it's heartbreaking because it's like, my daughter saved my life. I'm not a very motivated person. And when we went and got that ultrasound and they said it's a girl, I knew I couldn't be a mediocre man anymore because it would affect how she viewed men in general.
And then she'd have been okay with that.
And she would be okay with a mediocre man. And I worked harder than I ever worked in my life because of her. Like, she's my reason. And then for my reason, and she was a daddy's girl, big time. Oh, big time.
That's my oldest.
Yeah, she my oldest, yeah.
Yeah.
And to watch that daddy's girl go from, I just want to be around him, I just want to touch him, I just want to sleep on him, be cuddled up to him, to, hey, if you ain't buying me nothing, I really ain't trying to go. Like, I lost her. And it takes a long time to get them back. And so for me, that was the one thing about this whole custody agreement that was like so important for me. It was like, while we're going through what it is, and then me and their mother was talking, and she was like, Dad, it's like you're trying to get so much time. I'm like, yeah. Because that's all that matters now.
Because once it's gone.
It's gone. It's like, you had so much of the first half. Just let me get more on the back end. My son, thank God I got it right before it happened with him. Like, I'm Superman in his eyes.
Right.
Like, he was like, that's Dad. Like, when he look at me, I just be like, I'm not the person you see. but it's
like, I got him fooled.
Yeah, but he just, and she used to see me like that. And then my daughter, like, I get glimpses. So I still get glimpses. There'll be times like she'll get her hair done or get new earrings or whatever. And she cares. Where I was like, these are cute. She's like, yeah, she's like, she wants me, but there's the fear of giving her all to me and it being taken
and
away.
Gone again.
And I'm gone again. And how do you explain to a 10-year-old, you know what I mean?
But they don't understand. They don't understand, Ryan, because they don't understand the private schools. They don't understand the access that they have. It's because of you.
Man, no. They homeschool. They don't know. Ain't none of your peers homeschooled. Ain't none of your peers like,
have the access to things that you have. It's because.
Do you know you live in a house with a parent that ain't never got to worry about
nothing?
Nothing. You know how many people get raised like that? Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
Nope.
They don't. But it's not for them to get.
Right.
You got to meet them where they are. It's just
That's
like
a child, so you got to get on the child's level.
You got to get on the child's level. It ain't the time to pat yourself on the back.
Right.
Yeah. So it's I got to do the work.
A lot of people were mad at Ryan Davis. He's a comedian. I think he's a damn good comedian. I watched some of his stand-ups, some of his special that he dropped that, people were getting on him about, because he was begging Netflix and these other platforms like Netflix to buy the special. And a lot of the OG comedians was like, it took years for Richard Pryor to get a special. When you drop something, you call it a special, it truly got to be a special. And I seen a bunch of people drop specials on Netflix and wasn't nothing special about it. And you got to understand too, in a comedy show, Even when you don't have those comedy specials where they edit them and he tell a joke in San Francisco and then Chris Rock might tell a joke in New York, then he might be at a show in Charlotte, and it all, not even when you look at the standard ones where they just doing it like Eddie Murphy Raw, like for them to like, you know, really record that, they probably still edit it, but a lot of the comedy specials are edited. You know what I'm saying? They're edited, you know, to make them better than what they are. Seeing them in his raw form, the raw form is totally different. If you see a comedian in a raw form live without the editing, man, and they are phenomenal. I went to see Ari Spears at the Detroit Soundboard when he was here Friday. He was great. He was great from what I seen. I got there late, but he was great. He was great. I really enjoyed it. He's a really good stand-up comedian. Say what you want to say about Ari Spears, you know, but he's a great stand-up comedian. But Ryan Davis, from what I seen, all the stuff I seen, he's one of those intellectual comedians. You know what I'm saying? You know, he kind of remind me of Chris Rock. And Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, believe it or not, they're acquired tastes. You know, people, especially black people, they don't want to hear intellectual things in their comedy. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear straight ignorant shit that they can process without having to use their brains. And that's the God honest truth. The average, you know, hood black person, they don't want to talk about investments. They don't want to talk about none of that shit. They want to talk about bullshit. But he was on Club Shay Shay and he basically made a mission about his 10-year-old daughter that now that their relationship has, and I put the clip in there, has turned transactional. That's what he said. Their relationship is now transactional. And basically, y'all know women, you know, especially black women, they attacked him. Oh, see, even as a child, people don't like black women, or guys don't like women, even when they're children and all that type of stuff. So they started to attack him. But, you know, at the end of the day, they only seen one piece. And I agree, it was a guy that did he did a TikTok and he said, well, as a content creator, for you to, you know, put your shit on a tripod or record this, you should have did your homework and looked at the whole 12-minute video. But even inside the 4-minute clip that I put in there, and I encourage you to go listen to the whole video, even inside that 4-minute clip, if you know how to read between the lines, you know, you hear what he said. You hear exactly what he said. He said in that clip that I'm gonna put in there that, you know, him, you know, he went through a custody battle, and, you know, and him not being there and providing and getting money, you know, he wasn't able to be there. So that really just, you know, his absence and him thinking he doing what he's supposed to do as a man and provide, you know, that made their relationship transactional because he wasn't consistently there on a day-to-day basis. The custody, you know, how the mama feel about the dad, that's gonna make a child feel a certain type of way. And then also you in and out. You is no consistency. You're not taking me to school. You're not here to do my homework. You're not going to my dances. You're not seeing me to these events. My mother is doing that. And that's why I feel like there should be two parents that's hands-on. That's why I feel like, you know, everybody talk about, oh, you know, you can't afford a family on a salary today and one side. But my thing is this. You can't afford your children with one parent. Your children are not going to be the kids that they need to be with one guy or one. We're usually the father doing all this sacrificing, and then the mother is the hands-on. That's why they make sure the mama never go to a home. They take care of the mama, and they don't give a hell about the daddy, because all they remember is when they scrape their knee off the bike. All they remember is, you know, when they got into a fight or they didn't make the team or they made the team or they got their purple belt, their mother was there. Their mother took them to practice. Their mother wiped their butt. Their mother wiped the tears. That's why I feel like both parents should work. Both parents should be hands-on in the house. Both parents should be cooking for the children. Both parents should be doing activities and taking their time and doing things for the children. That's how I feel about it, if possible. If possible, that's what it should be. So when you go, and he basically said, you know, in a full clip that him traveling and making these sacrifices and doing stuff for his child was what he thought he was supposed, and that's his job. And he said it in the full clip that he understands that's not his child's job to understand why he does what he do and why he's not available and why he got to go out there and get the bread. He said it. It's not his child's job to understand that. But I say this, and I did a Patreon video, which I'm going to release the videos of the Patreon. By the time you'll see this video, they should be going up that day or before that, right? By the time the video should be up, right? That's not their job to understand that, and I agree with him. But you know who will understand it? The boys. When the boys grow up and they get their own family, or they get out into in the world and they see how it works, your boys gonna understand it. Your girls usually never understand it. You know, but usually most men, you know, they get their credit when they in the grave. Oh, my dad was a great guy. I want to tell my dad I love him and he was cool. T.I. had that song on I think it was on Trap Music, I Still Love You. I mean, I believe in that song, he talked about his relationship with his father and, you know, him not understanding, you know, his, you know, father and his situation. And, you know, this sound like as he went through it, and go listen to that song. It's one of the T.I.'s true gem songs. T.I. has a great catalog of songs that were not considered singles. I'm telling you, that's what made T.I. such a great artist. And, you know, I think him going and talking about his trials and tribulations with his children in the song, even if they hate him, talking about he still love them. I think it was the last verse he talked about his father in that song, and him going through what he went through and the decisions that he made with his children and his baby mothers made him sympathize with his father on some of his shortcomings, and that made him at peace with his father, even though I believe he was in the grave by that time. You know, if my memory serves me correctly. If he not, sorry, right? And I think boys grow up to understand that. I feel like as I got older, I've been able to, you know, sympathize, and I get why my father did what he did. And I think I always kind of understood, you know, the sacrifices that he made, but more so when I got older. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know the women are going to attack. Oh, see, so they always in victimhood. They hear what they want to hear in the message. It's not even that he's blaming the daughter. Once you see the clip in its entirety, it's not that he's blaming the daughter. Really, if you look at it, if you read between the lines, he's saying that the baby mama, you know, and him not being there is the reason why she feel like every time she see him, he gotta be going in his pocket, or she wants something. And every guy hate that shit. I've talked to dudes who had children and he checked their daughter. Like, damn, every time you call me, you want something. Don't do that. And they had to train their daughter. That's part of your job as a man, to train your daughter not to be like that. And he said, hey, my daughter used to be a daddy's girl and all that. And when the relationship don't work between you and the mom, right? When that relationship don't work, you already know, even if the mother isn't aware that, you know, she isn't aware that she's doing it, you know what I'm saying? That she's projecting her feelings of the father on the child can pick up on that. And a lot of times, and the mother is the primary parent, the number one parent, usually the child who, like I said in the beginning, the mother who wiping the tears, wiping the butt, going, you know, celebrating ups and downs on a daily basis, even the disciplinary part of it. Most children see the other parent as the great parent because all we do on the weekend, go over there, you have a great time. And sometimes the mom get the backlash of that shit. I get it, right? But even the disciplinary part even makes the children grow closer to that primary parent. So you like, damn, you know, she don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. She don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Even, you know, and there's been times where, why are you riding your brakes? You riding your brakes because the police on the other side of the road, bro? Ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. Drive your fucking whatever that is, man. They be killing me, bro. Gawkers kill me, dog. This dude just started riding. There's nobody in front of him for real. He started riding his brakes and looking on what's going on over here. Bro, we got a lot of ice on the ground. Drive your vehicle, dog. Distracting driving don't just come down to a phone. Distracted driving come down to a lot of these people just looking like, I don't give a fuck. As long as that bitch ain't on fire, I don't even really give. As long as they good and on fire, I don't care. But back to what I was saying, you know, a lot of times with that parent, You can't break that bond. And I remember I went through shit like that before. And, you know, people had to tell my mom, like, hey, man, you can't do that. My mom was so mad at my dad at one point, she wanted to change my name to her last name. I remember that shit. One of my friends always bring that shit up when I see him. We knew each other since kindergarten. And then somebody had to talk. I don't know who talked to my mom about it, but my mama, like, changed her 100% view. She was like, I was like, oh, you don't fuck with my mama, I don't fuck with you. That was how I was rocking. And she had to tell me, like, nah, you can't, put my personal feelings. And ever since then, it's been, 100. But she had that person to correct her, bro. A lot of these women today, they don't listen to nobody. Even if it's a new dude, a new husband, the father, the brothers that's trying to tell them what's best for the children, they don't listen to nobody, bro. They don't have nobody. They just, these feminists or these quote unquote womanists, which is demonic, by the way. I always gonna throw that in there. They hate men. They hate men. That's what it boils down to. It's a hatred for men. It's misandry. So they ain't gonna listen to no guy. Even they'd rather listen to a devil they self. They'd rather listen to the devil himself than listen to a man. And they'll take all this bad advice from Keisha, from Becky, and their lives are terrible. And they at the point where they will destroy their children's lives. They will destroy their children's lives. Taking bad advice. Come on, brother, bro, you driving like a bitch. They'll destroy their fucking child. See who this is. Old white man. Old Brad. But they'll destroy their children, right, based on their selfishness. I feel like, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end it like that. I feel like if women listen to men, they'll be better off, bro. Listen to the right guys, their brothers. They don't even listen to the dude that's procreating with them or the dude's dick they sucking. They do all that sucking and fucking and don't even listen. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, we'll drop video. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Join the Patreon. All that's in the description or inside the link tree. Is the first link there. Peace.